Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
This is Riggle's Picks. As always, we got Claire and Gary in the booth. Gary, fully clothed today. So proud of him.
Good job, Gary.
He's been wrestling with this, and it's so wonderful to see you with all your clothes on.
He did it himself, too.
And we thank you for that. Friends of the show, I've got a special deal going on here. A fellow comedian, a friend, a guy that I've had the pleasure of knowing for over 20 years, came up together with this man doing sketch and improv comedy at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York City. All the way, we brought it across the country here to L.A. back in like 2005, 2006-ish, and been doing comedy out here ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Seth Morris, everybody. Seth Morris.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here, by the way. I've wanted to have you on the show for a long time. So, Darren?
Yes.
Don't ruin this.
I will try my best.
Okay?
I promise.
Good behavior.
Okay.
Thank you. Seth, we have the pleasure of doing a show once a month with Dinosaur. Yeah. We used to be able to do it a lot more back before COVID. We were performing every week.
Yes.
Every week.
At 9:30, which I think now, it's like we did shows every week at 9:30 on a Wednesday. And the show would start at 10, and then we'd go out at like 11. Now, if somebody asked me to do a show at 9:30 on a Wednesday, I'd be so pissed.
That's like 15 minutes before bedtime.
Oh.
And I lived way out in Thousand Oaks, so by the time I got home, it was always 12:31 because we'd always have a beer or something afterward, usually. And the show would start late and it would go late.
Right.
It was just the way it was back then. But we did something crazy, wasn't it? Like from 2005 to 2015 or something. We did over 1,000 shows or something like 14 shows.
It started out as the MySpace show, you'll remember.
Holy moly.
That was back in New York.
Yeah.
It started
we would bring an audience member up and look at their MySpace page, and that informed stuff.
Oh, that's
and then
great.
At a certain point, MySpace was cliche, or it was just kind of done, and then became Facebook. And then Facebook eventually became, like, people were like, I never look at my page. And it was a gimmick. It was kind of a gimmick. It was fun to look at the pictures. And now we just talk to people, which is kind of what it was always about. But yeah, it was the MySpace show.
That's right.
God, you know what? Somebody told me recently that Facebook is for old people. Is that the thing?
I would think so, just because I know about it.
Right. Me. Right.
And I'm the one who uses it.
I have a Facebook page, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been told Facebook's for old people. MySpace is clearly a dinosaur. Yeah. And what is it? Is it TikTok? Is that what the kids are doing?
I think it's TikTok.
I think it's TikTok. And some
Snapchat.
of them even do Snapchat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Snapchat is for that Gen Z. Those damn Gen Zers.
Silly
with their
Gen Z.
slick talk and their fancy clothes.
Stupid phones. We don't sound bitter. It's cool.
Oh, no. Another thing we get to do, Riggle, is the group text thread, which brings me immense joy.
Immense joy.
I am always laughing. My wife was like, "Oh, is that the dinosaur thread?" No, actually, this is the DB Cooper thread with a bunch of other people.
That's right. That's a
and
golden one,
the bit for Riggle, it's either that he's Johnny Hot Glove and he's totally unhinged and he's like, I'm going to Vegas right now, and people are, or it's the other way, and everybody is piling on Riggle, and he's the straight man. We're like, Riggle, you got to take care of my cat. He's in the city of industry. He's like, guys, I can't. I'm with my kids right now. Drop him off. No, and just plays it so straight.
I love that.
Why that makes me so.
It makes me so happy because they know, like the last couple of years, they know I'm a Chiefs fan, and so right before kickoff of the Super Bowl, all of a sudden I start getting ding, 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 and all these guys going, Riggle, I need your help. I need you to come. I need you to come pick me up. And then that's awesome. It's a bit zone where everybody needs, and I'm like, guys, hold on, guys, bad time.
You can't wait, dude. I need you.
Yeah, and it's just feed my fish. I need your help. Be a friend.
Those are friends.
Yeah, and the thing is I love the bit so much. I want to play it, but the game is really getting ready to start. I'm like, fuck off.
Well, it's also that tyranny of like the comic comedian things. Like I have to
to
add
engage.
this joke. I can't not do this joke.
Yeah,
You know?
I have to engage. You're right, though. The threads have been a source of pleasure and joy that I kind of take for granted. Hearing you say it reminds me, like, oh, I love that. I really do love. Somebody will post something, right, and it's a huge group. Somebody will post something, and there's a couple of people crack wise, or someone will post a picture, and then it turns into a running bit. Before you know it, you're in too deep. You can't get out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. So I'm biased. I think we're all really funny, and I'm sure some of them aren't as great as that. But there's been a couple that have run for like 3 days straight.
Amazing.
And it just is. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, when was the last time you guys went through your phones and deleted numbers, like collectively, not just one, but have you recently or at any time gone through your phone and gone, you know what, I'm doing a purge of people that I don't even know who, you'll see a name, you're like, I don't know who that is, or you're like, I haven't talked to that person in 19 years. Have you done that?
I got to be out. No, I don't think I've done a purge ever.
You should try it.
Ever.
Oh.
You should.
I mean, I'm probably. I think I got 1 terabyte on my phone. I'm sure it's full.
Dude, if you get a chance, do it. You will not believe how many people you have in there that you're just like, oh my God, I haven't talked to that guy or that girl.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
I have, and what's funny is there's every once in a while there's somebody I'm like, I shouldn't delete this because it's like an old high school friend or something, and I haven't talked to them in years, and I've made the mistake of deleting it. And then randomly, like a year later, it'll be like, hey. And I'm like, honestly, I'll be honest. I'll be like, how's it going, man? Yeah. I'm too scared to admit that I deleted it. But now there's that whole era of spam things where people have an anonymous member who's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Or, that was the one that I thought was most effective. There was one where they like, I don't know if they're reading my algorithm, but they played into my insecurities and were like, are you mad at me or something like that? Or it was accusatory somehow where I'd be like, oh, this might be real. Did I offend somebody? Did I?
So clever.
Oh, man.
Diabolical.
Yeah. That is dirty.
Yeah. The scamming is getting really, really good.
It sucks.
Well, I feel bad for my parents. I'm a primetime target, but my parents are so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because they're so trusting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and these scammers are so good now. It's not the Nigerian prince, right? Like that's very transparent. They're getting. I mean, the emails they send look just like a real receipt from Apple or whatever it is. And
I got worked once on a phone. I was selling. I don't know. This a long time ago. I was selling a Galaxy phone or something, right? And I put it on like Craigslist or whatever eBay. And somebody saw the listing. They go, hey, I want to buy your phone. I go, okay, cool. And then the next thing I know, I get this email from PayPal, but I didn't bother to look at the address. But it said PayPal. It looked really good, trust me. Yeah. And it's like, hey, we got the notice. You can send the phone because the money is in an escrow account. And once we get the whole thing, I send the phone, and I'm not hearing anything. I'm like, I go back on the email. I'm like, then I hit, I wanted to send something to that email, and it's like pay.pal. Some crazy address somewhere else. I got so screwed.
You got played.
I got played, and it was from that moment on. I was like, anything that comes through that I don't know, I'm just like, bloop, delete.
Same. Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
You have to.
Because if it's important enough, they'll call me.
Yep.
They'll get a hold of me. They'll know me. Something.
I get those virus ones. You just paid $472 for McAfee virus. Like it's so gross.
Yeah.
So gross.
Such a constant
Also, it's
shaking.
still funny that everything feels important on a cell phone or a smartphone. It feels somehow official or something.
Yeah.
Because I remember cell phones were for doctors. Do you remember this? Early on, it was like pagers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were if like somebody who needed to be reached, to meet firefighters or doctors. And then I remember early cell phones, like there's these things that doctors have just in case. And then it was like lawyers. And so it always felt, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but it still feels kind of important,
I hear you. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think you might be right about the generational thing. Because my kids,
it's hilarious. My parents, if a cell phone rings, and they're driving down the road, like it turns into a fire drill. But I mean, my mom's purse is flying out. You know, they're swerving all over the road. They're grabbing things, and then they panic when they get it in their hand, and it flies out of their hand, falls on the floor. And I'm just like, you guys, what are you doing? And they're like, it's ringing. You know,
Yes.
I'm like, let it ring, let it go to voicemail. They don't even the concept of letting it go to voicemail is just not. If the phone rings, you answer.
Well,
That's all there is to it.
Right.
And also those people, a lot of times it's old people, but Jesus Christ, it's loud, it buzzes, it chirps. It's like the world is ending every time this phone goes off.
Yeah. And my parents set their cell phones up, so it has the old school ring, you know,
Yeah.
like the old, but it's loud as F, right?
Yeah.
And you can hear it from anywhere. And of course they don't know. They just don't know any of the etiquette or anything. So they have it on full blast.
Hello?
At church or at dinners, and when it goes off, it'll scare the shit out of you.
That's amazing.
It's shocking to me. You know, and then they're like, "Oh, that's me," and then then it's a 3 minutes to get it, and then they always answer it. I'm like, just hit it. They don't know how to silence it or how to. So it's just it's pure entertainment on some level.
It's crazy, you know. The phone. I have feelings about the phone. I've told you. I hate the phone. Mm-hmm. I need it, and I will always have one, but I hate it.
You and I have discovered that we have scoliosis.
We suffer from scoliosis
Badly.
Just all the time. Even if
it didn't get me until just about a year and a half ago.
They're good.
That it got me. It got me.
Do you scroll, Seth?
Oh, dude. Yeah. And I've recently given into it in such a like, I don't care. I need the dopamine. And I hate it. I used to have that thing in my phone that it tells you how often you're looking at your phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's too humiliating.
Don't want to be reminded of how.
Yeah.
Dude, I
had to set a limit on mine. I put a 1 hour limit, which was too short.
Oh, dude, how many times did you just say screw you?
Yeah, I blew through the 1 hour limit so quickly some days that I was like, that's ridiculous. I haven't seen enough at it by a long shot. So now I have a 2 hour limit, and I honor that.
Oh God, I'd fail that. When I go to the airport, I make it a point to look up often, and I just take notice of all the people who are like, everybody is here.
Everybody.
Yeah. It's the weirdest. I feel it's like we look like zombies.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
Me too.
But it's like it's the weirdest thing because we used to look at each other, or we used to read a newspaper, or we used to like interact, and now everybody's just like whack right here.
If you got there 5 minutes, 10 minutes early before somebody, you just looked around.
Yes.
You couldn't do anything. You just looked around.
Yeah. You'd stare out the window. You'd think about life. You'd think about conversations you had. You'd think about what you need to do. You were working on you.
Would you say that? Would you say that we were generally happier before the phones?
I would.
I think so.
I would too.
And
I really
not
would.
just like on an individual level, on the macro too. I think society was happier.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much now that makes, because they say it's the most, statistically, it's the most peaceful time in history. It's the most this and that. But it almost doesn't matter if that's true because we have access to all of the misery and all of the things and all of so our nervous system thinks it's ending. But it's the same with like, if you're, when I was a kid, you're junior high or whatever, you're envious or you're wondering, you have FOMO, but it's just in your immediate area. I'm remembering kids from class having FOMO when I'm waiting for a movie. I'm not like seeing the rest of the world do that. I have a lot of, I feel like we've been really scammed by that part of technology. There's some amazing things that come from it and makes people connected in ways that they would never have been. But I kind of feel like the overall I feel like it's a net negative in a lot of ways.
That's a great way to put it.
Totally agree with you, dude.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. Yeah. And I can't help but wonder, totally unrelated, you have an LA hat on, you're from Marin.
This is a biggie.
I'm taking it deep, Seth.
Yeah.
Where are you on the sports fandom spectrum?
Okay, so this is where I'm at. I'm like I grew up in San Francisco and Marin. Always went to Giants games. and I'm not a huge baseball person, but I pay attention, enough. And I don't feel that connected to San Francisco anymore because I feel like the city's been kind of teched out. It just doesn't feel like the same.
Got it.
It's not as, fuzzy as it used to be. It's a little bit too pristine and clean. And I feel like a lot of American cities these days all look alike. Like they're kind of like, oh, that's just, there's an Apple store that used to be a bakery, or it's like brick and glass, and I feel like it's lost a lot of the character. I still love it. I still love visiting there. I love LA. I grew up in San Francisco, in the Northern California. As you probably know, there's a one-way bias towards Northern California. I just grew up. LA sucks. It's so stupid. The people are phony. It's this and that. So when I moved from New York, I sort of thought, I'm gonna have to put up with this. And immediately I was like, oh, the secret is that LA is awesome. And
That's awesome.
This is great. And LA is always like, yeah, San Francisco's cool, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, and then recently with all the stuff that LA's been going through and the targeting of California, I bought this hat. It was a Father's Day, and I was like, I'm buying a Dodgers hat. And I was like, I'm not going to tell my dad. My dad grew up in San Francisco.
You can't.
And I didn't know, it turned out they were playing the Giants that day.
And
I almost didn't do it. I had a visceral I don't know. Because I do have that allegiance to the city, and I like my Giants hat. I have a great Giants hat, but I was like, this is the time. I'm here. This is where my kid is from.
I was about to say, I was just about to say, you're here now. You've been here for a long time. You've embraced the city. The city's embraced you. Your child's being raised here. Your family's here. I think you're completely justified to wear that hat.
Yeah, but I get embarrassed. If there's a Bay Area people, they're gonna.
Yeah, that's why I ask. The conflict is real.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What would be the equivalent for Kansas City?
If I wore a Raiders anything, I would be.
Raiders specifically?
Kansas
versus
for football.
For football. Baseball. Yeah, we any really American League team, especially any AL Central team.
Okay.
But because LA, I'm born and raised LA, and just recently moved actually away. I moved out of state. I moved to Kansas City actually. But being born and raised here, there's a NorCal, SoCal battle all the time, and if you ever heard anybody say, oh, that's hella cool, you'd know they're from Northern California and just be like, oh, cool story. But I made a lot of weird, cool memories in San Francisco. I used to go up there every week and did a disco show at the DNA Lounge in South Market area on 11th and Harrison. Oh, I will tell you some stories. But I don't think Kansas City has another city in Missouri where it's like, oh, fuck those guys,
Yeah, the worst it gets is Kansas City, St. Louis, and they're just on the opposite sides of the state.
But you guys don't really care about it.
Not unless we're playing them in something.
Right. See, it was when I was a kid, it was active North California and Southern California. It was like, oh, don't go up there.
You'll like this. You'll like this. How many Berkeley punks does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
Hella.
That's great. Hella amount, man.
Hella.
Oh, hella. That was the dead giveaway. You're like, You're not from here, are you?
Isn't it funny? I remember as a kid, everybody else's regional thing sounded so stupid to me. Like my mom is from Wisconsin, but mostly, I grew up in California, and she had her best friend and their best friend's kids came to visit us, and these kids were from Milwaukee, and they said Wicked, and I was like, Wicked?
Wicked. Oh, that's wicked awesome.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Totally.
I remember there was a time when kids in certain, like you said, regional colloquialisms, I don't even know if they're colloquialisms as much as they're just whatever, young chat.
Slang.
It's slang. But I remember people would say mint.
Mint.
Do you remember that?
Oh, that's mint. Yeah, I think they're saying that again now.
And now we had this big conversation with, who was it? Rock and roll guy.
Wolfgang
Elvis.
Van Halen?
No. What'd you say?
Elvis?
He got me with that one. I was not ready for Elvis. Thank you for that.
Well, Grandpa said rock and roll, so I just that rocker, that fella
Bill
with
Haley?
Oh, the young kid with the hips.
With the hips and the,
the long
guitar.
hair down to his collar.
No, Hoobastank. The guy
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
Hoobastank.
Yeah, Dan.
And he was telling us about all the slang. Remember?
Oh, his
Skibbity
kid.
toilet and all these things. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what the hell that is.
Dude, I don't understand. I don't understand the kids today. I really don't. But you were telling us about living in Northern California and a story about your brother working at the record plant.
My brother is a big metal guy, was a sound engineer. He worked at the record plant for a number of years, and he worked at Prairie Sun. Do you know Prairie Sun?
I don't.
It's up in Katati, and like Tom Waits recorded an album there. It was a little bit one of these like places where you could kind of rent it out and live there if you wanted.
Gotcha.
And so he worked on he did some amazing stuff actually. He worked on Metallica's Reload album, which took something like 2 or 3 years. I think they just bought out the record plant and stayed there for like 2 or 3 years. And I'll tell you about this in a second, but he ended up becoming Lars's personal assistant. But my brother worked on a Tom Waits album up there in Prairie Sun. And then he did, Tom Petty did like a week or 2-week residency at the Fillmore.
Wow.
And my brother worked on that.
That's
so I got
amazing.
To hang out with Tom Petty a lot. And so my brother is a big rocker metalhead. And I grew up, so Bay Area I was born in 1970. So, everything's sort of like backwards. Like the 80s were the 70s.
Right.
You know what I mean? The 80s were the 70s until 1989, 91.
Yeah.
So it was all like feathered hair, bell bottoms.
Very
My town
hippie.
was a lot like this. Only certain people will get it. Hippie, but grungy. Like, you know that movie, The River's Edge? Mm-hmm. That's a long time. That was kind of my town. Like, kind of like punky, thuggy, rocker, stoner kids. Mm-hmm. And so just de facto, I liked metal, and before I sort of, when I broke off, I was like, I cut my hair, and I was like into The Cure, into New Wave and stuff, and that was kind of a big deal.
Oh, wow, you jumped hard.
I jumped hard, yeah.
Wow, were you the first?
hard.
Were you the first one in your group to do that?
No, but it was like a noticeable shift. It's probably like we were the younger siblings that
Gotcha.
kind of, yeah. And then it was eyeliner and skinny ties and all sorts of everything.
Yep.
But I remember my brother just like, "What do you do?" Oh,
Oh yeah.
A betrayal.
Yeah.
Such a betrayal.
How dare you?
yes, yeah. But so anyway, I've just sort of picked up. But I'm glad I did, because I picked up a lot of good metal references, and he introduced me to Thin Lizzy and to all sorts of. He'd go deep too, like Pat Metheny and Joe Satriani and all that kind of. And as a kid, you're sort of like, I guess I like that. I guess that's what you're supposed to. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I caught up to it later. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, you kind of got it later.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of some of the old school stuff, when you came to New York, I think you had already established yourself with the Naked Babies when I met you. I think you guys were already.
Oh, really?
I think
you were there like very first. I was literally like a few months behind you.
Okay.
I think because
But didn't you guys already come together though as a team?
Not exactly. Okay. So Rob Corddry had a group called Naked Babies with some friends from. Rob Corddry, he used to be in a touring Shakespeare company. Yeah. And with one of his friends from touring Shakespeare, another guy who doesn't do comedy anymore, and Husky, I think, had a group called Naked Babies for a very short amount of time. Yeah. And then when I met Brian Husky and John Ross Bowie and Corddry through UCB, and then we started. It's like, hey, it was sort of like, do you want to join Naked Babies? But it was also like, we kind of started.
Yeah. Together, I just remembered you guys, the four of you guys would put together the best shows. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing shows. And I remember before I even knew about the UCB, before I even knew they existed, I was still on active duty in the Marine Corps. I was living down in North Carolina, and I came up to New York because I got orders to go to New York. And I came up there to find an apartment. So I just came up there on a random weekend, and the whole reason I was moving up there was to do comedy. And the USO gave me tickets to a Gotham comedy club. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything else here. Might as well go there at night, And I wasn't finding an apartment. I was starting to get nervous. It was a really shitty experience. And I went into this comedy club, and I thought it'd be stand-up, and it wasn't. It was like sketch comedy. And that's the first time I ever saw, I was in like uniform, and I saw Rob Corddry.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I saw Rob Corddry, and I remember thinking, okay, I've seen some shows tonight. I've seen some sketches. I go, that guy's good. Like that guy's,
Dude.
he's got something.
Right.
You could just spot it. You could just spot it.
I agree. I was just thinking the same thing. Like he always had it. He always, I remember, because I think he and I were, I can't remember if we were in level 1 or level 2 together. It must have been level 1. And it was literally like a gesture or something that he did on stage, but he was so focused, and I was like, oh man. And it made me think of like, it almost pissed me off. I'm like, he's fucking that good now.
Yeah.
Like I remember the first time I saw Mean Streets, and I was like, 21-year-old Harvey Keitel was Harvey Keitel then,
Yeah.
and De Niro was. He's like I'm fucked.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that, because I do think back to some of those, the first class I ever had, first scene. Ian Roberts was a teacher, and the first scene I ever did was with Donna Fineglass.
Oh,
or
wow.
Donna Furman.
That's
Donna
pretty
Furman
great.
Now, but and she's a friend of ours, but she's gone on to amazing, done great things, and she's such a talented. But we were trying so hard to run out the clock in that first class, because neither one of us wanted to get up there. And Ian is a great teacher, and he wasn't letting anybody get away with it. So he's like, you haven't gone and you haven't gone. And we were both like, shit, we almost got out of here without having to do a scene.
Isn't that funny?
So you don't think it was like, you two are good, I'm going to put you together? It was...
No, it was totally random. Like she was trying to run out the clock, and I was trying to run out the clock because I didn't want to get up there.
Well, that's because you're both incredible. So that's lucky that he didn't stick you with a dud,
And I was so happy because the scene went well, and we both because then the class ended and we walked down the stairs, and like improvisers do after a show, they're like, I loved when you did that, and I thought, and, I liked when you did that, and it made me feel like I should come back and do it again.
Isn't that funny though? The thing you went there for, and wanted to do. You're like, I don't want to do it.
It's amazing what fear can do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It can lock you up. It can lock you up bad.
Wow.
What was your sort of first actual gig, Darren? Like,
my first gig, I grew up playing in little bands around the neighborhood and then clubs and stuff like that. My first paying gig ever, it was a disco band. I was in an afro and 70s clothes, and I was playing, Give It To Me Baby and Boogie Nights, Disco Inferno,
classics,
Brick House, all that shit. And it was down on the Marine base on Coronado Island, or no, it was at a Marine function on Coronado Island, San Diego. I got down there, I am like losing my mind. I'm like, don't mess up, remember all the things, try to be cool, play well, look cool. And I sat down at the drums, and the sound guy, he's miking up the drums. And I'm like, I have no idea about etiquette at this point. He's down by the snare drum, and he's putting a mic on the snare drum, and I'm just like, well, I better make sure the drums sound okay. Whack, 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 whack. He like shot up, totally like threw drums were flying everywhere, and he proceeded to rip me. New crevices everywhere. And I'll never forget. I mean, that was the first and last time I ever did that.
Yeah.
That was my first real gig. And I was probably 21. And I think I made $125.
Cool cash.
And I made someone deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my
first time
one.
you get paid for a thing. Woo.
First time I got paid for that was for that. The first time I actually got paid, and somebody flew me to go play the drums. Yeah. I was in that's the same disco company, and I was like on the plane going, how can they not find someone in Denver to play these songs, right? I couldn't understand. But when we got there, we did this gig, and I was like, I knew the show, so I realized like, oh, this is why people fly people out to go do this. Because to me, most anybody could play drums. Like in my mind, I was like, there's a bunch of drummers everywhere. But, like you and like you, if somebody wants what you can do, they will make sure that they get the guy to actually do it. So I was lucky enough to be able to play the gig well enough that they kept flying me out, and it was amazing. I was living a rock star dream, flying, playing drums, meeting chicks at a bar, and just being silly when I was 21 and 22 going, this is amazing.
Well, it is amazing.
I have very fond memories.
What are your favorite
Also
memories?
Oh, dude, so many. I like. I don't know what is the term salad days. Like I know what they are, but I don't know what they come from. Is that when?
Yeah, I just remember hearing it. I remember hearing it in Raising Arizona.
The what?
Yeah,
the salad days.
Those are the salad days. It's like
which means I guess it's the fresh, the new,
yeah.
or the beginning. Maybe it's like the appetizer. I don't know.
Or it's
Maybe
almost
the
like you don't
beginning.
realize how good you had it. Like I just think about, doing shows because improv was not a lot of people knew about long form improv, and
I found out. Salad days comes from William Shakespeare.
oh,
How about that?
okay.
And
Okay.
it comes from.
I didn't realize. I honestly didn't realize they had salad back then.
Yeah, it comes from the Anthony and Cleopatra play. And it specifically.
And you're not reading this off. You just know this.
No, I'm totally. This is just.
His brain's
it's coming to me. I'm just.
His brain's
thinking
hooked
of
up
it.
to ChatGPT.
Is it 12 Nights or is it Romulus and Julian?
Basically, it's a phrase used to talk about one's youth.
Oh yeah, but like I just think about so there's a couple like the just doing shows like those first jams like so if you want it was almost be the equivalent of an open mic where maybe you're on an improv team, maybe not, but you're trying to get stage time and they introduced to us this idea of a jam, which is it's 11 o'clock, it's midnight, and anybody can get up and just being good enough to know your chops, but also you just need to practice and like taking the subway. I'm leaving at 10 o'clock to go get to this place at 11 o'clock. It might be a summer night and then being able to jam and do your thing. I think about, my group Naked Babies, we kind of broke off and did a separate show at, it was at the Lower East Side. Anyway, some lounge that was now would be like prime real estate, but they just didn't have much going on and they had a back space. So we did a weekly show there for the whole summer called Cary Grant's Last Acid Trip, which is the lore behind that is that Cary Grant took a lot of acid.
I didn't know that.
He took a lot of therapeutic LSD, like in the 50s and early 60s, before it was a hippie drug. It was kind of like a
psychotherapy.
Yeah, almost like a Freudian kind of thing. And so he did it. He tripped a lot. And there was a rumor that turns out not to be true. There was an urban legend that he was on LSD when he died. So the premise of the show is we put a sugar cube on everybody's table. And it's like, okay, take the thing, and that you're going to see Cary Grant's Last Acid Trip. And so it's just some weird show. And we had I remember Rob Hubel did a really funny bit where he had a waiter jacket, like a formal red waiter jacket, and he just read a menu. I remember he's like one of the he's like, I'm just going to list the specials, and one of the specials was the Bruce Jenner omelet, and it was like a 14 egg omelet with a full pork chop and a this and a that. So we'd have different people come in and do that, and that was just like a whole summer of just whatever we wanted.
Yeah,
I remember you guys. There was the first cage matches were starting, and Respecto, your group Respecto Montalban, it was. People were kind of trying to get attention to win these cage matches. And as the way I remember it was a little controversial because it was, at first it was like, hey, this is all friendly. And the cage match was, the audience is going to vote you in or out. And then it got serious. And then it was like, no, I don't want to get kicked out. I want to be good. And there was a group who, what people at the time considered a little cheesy. They would do these kind of like, playing to the audience to get votes kind of thing. And
pandering.
And pandering. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And a lot of us were pissed off. It was like, that's not artful. That's not the, and because they would do these things, and you guys, because you could in the cage match, you could take a break, and you guys had you called a timeout, and for your timeout, you had a dildo circus.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So like
Amazing.
timeout, and like
To entertain the
20
crowd.
sex toys come out, and it was somebody juggling, somebody doing this, somebody doing.
The funny thing about that, Seth, is we honestly thought of it. This is why I love the UCB. There was a bucket,
Yeah.
a huge 5-gallon bucket of dildos in the green room.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I accept that.
But it was there, and we saw it, and we all looked at it, and we thought, why is there a bucket of dildos here? And we were like, I don't know. But we were, as soon as we saw it, I was like, we gotta.
How do we use
How
them?
do we use it?
Right.
So somebody, I don't know who it was, Owen or Chad or Paul, but somebody was like, let's have a dildo circus as our intermission.
I love it.
And we're like, what do you mean? We're like, we'll just do trapeze and we'll do jumps and flips with them. And I was like, that sounds like the best idea I've heard all day.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's amazing.
So we just brought out the bucket of dildos, set it down, and everybody grabbed a couple, and we started doing a circus with them.
As you do.
And that's
one of my favorite things about sketch, is the kind of sketch that we did or do is taking a really ridiculous thing seriously, and you never see that more than backstage when somebody's like, where is my strap on? Okay, I need the strap on for the hitchhiker sketch.
Yeah.
Like, they're really
Oh my
stressed
God,
and
I'm so
serious.
with you on that. I used to love looking at the running order, and it'd be Grandma's diaper, Dodge fuck party, just like all these, and you'd be like, the names of the sketches that were on the
That's
playlist.
so
The
good.
playlist was so funny because
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to see Grandma's apple pie,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
It was, and
It brings me so much joy when I go to a theater and there's still that backstage and there's young kids doing that same,
yeah,
you know,
that same energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I realize now it was all salad days, like that early period, because you didn't. I don't know. I feel like in the beginning, I don't know how you felt. Like I didn't have everybody wanted to be on SNL, obviously, and I'm kind of quoting Jason Mantzoukas. I realize he was just on another podcast talking about this, but none of it felt super tangible to me. Like I'm going to get a specific job from this.
Yeah.
It was still sort of figuring out, and we were just kind of doing it and learning. And so there weren't as many, you didn't have that pressure of expectations of even honestly getting representation. It was sort of something, none of it felt real.
Yeah,
you know?
it was just play.
Yeah. And so I realize now, like, oh man, it was all the fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think
And,
that
and Rob Hubel, I'll say this about Rob. Rob and I used to have these foot lockers that were stuffed way in the back, and we would anything we find we'd put in it. But Rob was the master of just what you said. Like he would find a waiter's jacket or a red jacket that looked like a waiter jacket, and that's all he needed.
Yeah.
right?
He would put on the jacket, and he would create he could create a whole show
Yeah.
with just that, or he'd put on a mustache, and all of a sudden. He would have all these characters based on one mustache.
Yeah.
And that's what I love too, is we'd run into the green room before a jam and we'd look around and, grab a Roman centurion helmet and put it on. And guess what? We'd go out there and make it happen. Just with some premise, some bizarre premise.
That's amazing. Do you think that, you guys kind of were at the forefront of that stuff, right? When UCB was formed, it's
It's
At
been
that
going on
time,
for a
yeah.
long time in Chicago, but in New York, the long form scene hadn't really happened at all. It wasn't offered until UCB, in my opinion, showed up.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you think that, because I don't know, but do you think that young comedians, young improv actors, do you think they're having the same kind of fun you guys had, or do you think that the culture is different now, where it just seems like shit's a little less fun and free now?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just asking you guys.
I don't know what you think, Seth, but I mean, it's like anything else. Like if you get in on the ground floor of anything, it's just special.
Yeah.
Like, the first cast at SNL, that 75 cast, right? That's just kind of a special thing.
Right.
And Seth and I were very lucky, I think, to be early
Oh,
to the UCB.
ridiculously lucky.
Yeah, and I'm
Ridiculously
so
lucky.
blessed to
Right.
be there.
Yeah.
And then when they kind of graduated and kind of went west, we kind of did the same because there's kind of an up and out thing.
Sure.
It's almost like a school.
It has to be
Yeah,
almost, right?
and you go through all the courses, you go through all the classes, you form teams, you start performing. Then you get the Friday or Saturday night prime slots, and then you're kind of pushed out and up, and you graduate and you go on to hopefully get some TV gigs or some acting work or whatever. But then that next group comes up,
Yeah.
and you know each other all the way up and down, and it was very special. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very special. I think, to answer your question, I think that there still is that sense of young people finding other people that are like, oh, whoa, these people, these are the best of the best. Like these people. And I think there is some of that same visceral excitement of, oh, wow, I'm finding my people and I'm finding some of the funniest people I've ever met. What I think is different is we didn't have a reference, so these people are now part of a thing.
Right.
Of part of the UCB lore and part of this.
There's almost a curriculum now.
Yeah, but even just like the lore around it of like, oh, so and so came from here, and we had a little bit of like Second City, but it was a lot of people make fun of UCB of like it's culty, it's this and that, but every theater community is culty. It's all dorky and can seem insider. But what was different, I think, about this is that it actually did pay off because it felt to me at the time like, I feel like this is something. I feel like these are the funniest people I've ever met. And I kind of feel like a lot of these people are going to be famous. And I kind of feel like this is going to be a thing. And it was.
Right.
It was.
I guess the proof is in the pudding.
And a lot
now.
of times, it's not, a lot of times you have that feeling and it doesn't happen. Like you can relate to this. I remember in high school, if there was a teenage band that sounded even close to what they were covering, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are about to be on MTV. This is incredible.
Yeah, these guys are for real, legit.
If they just grazed it a little, you're like, oh, they're amazing.
But this was just like the fact that you and Donna, like it was a literal murderer's row of just all these people who are the business now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of really talented actors and comedic actors and improvisers came out of the UCB, and it's because you got to give all the credit to the original four who brought it from Chicago to New York, and then set up a school, and then taught great people who I learned from Delaney and Billy Merritt and Andy Secunda and great folks. I learned from them as well, and then it's just it was such a blessing to be there at that. That was such a special time to be in New York and to be at that theater.
So great. I certainly don't think it's done. It makes me happy. Like I'm stunned at how many talented, funny people there are, and that just keep coming. Not just even out of UCB, but just like, oh man, these people are hilarious. Yeah. It makes me so happy. I mean, when you see a young person who's crushing it, and that same sort of feeling, like, not only do they get it, but hopefully they're going to get rewarded for it or whatever. Yeah. But oh man, it's so cool.
And we're lucky too. Seth and I, we do the dinosaur show down at Largo once a month, which is I get mad when I'm out of town or if I'm if I'm not available for the show, because that's how much I really love to play with these guys. But we have some young, talented improvisers that are up and coming, in my opinion, that come down to play with us, and I'm always like, they're so good, and
That's
they're
awesome.
and they're having so much fun, and they're kicking so much ass. And I can look at them and say, I really can. I mean, like, that person's going someplace. That person's going someplace. That person's, definitely. You can just see it.
Yeah.
They're destined for great things.
That's amazing.
And speaking of hilarious, I want to throw out a plug, and I want to make sure people know to tune in and watch Comedy Bang Bang podcast. Seth,
College Town.
Oh yeah, College Town. Thank you. I have a podcast called College Town that's on there. They have a network, Comedy Bang Bang World.
Yes.
And it's like it's really fun. It's very much born of UCB, where I the premise is I'm a townie, my friend is a college professor, and we're in an unnamed college town. And then we have people, come on that are from one of each, and we just have. It's all anybody you could imagine would.
But what a great premise! What a great
premise!
Comedically, that is one of the best premises I ever heard of.
It's just a bit show. It's just
it's so good because
character.
Everybody, there's so many different ways to step in to that.
Yeah. Where did you go to school? Did you go to school in Kansas?
Yeah, KU.
Did you go to college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that like I mean, it must have had like all the there was this late night pizza place and the weird drunk food and the
Oh my God, we
selling dumb jewelry by the college.
I could get. This is back in the day. I'm old. I'm old, but you could get a pizza shuttle for $5. You could get
What's that?
You could get a pie, little small, but it was decent sized pizza pie, and a drink. So I'd get a
$5.
I get a pie and a pib. Give me a pizza and a pib
You're
for
the guy-
$5.
You're the guy that drinks Mr. Pibb?
Yeah, back then.
Wow.
It was delicious.
That's amazing.
Wait,
you're
you called that a pizza shuttle?
Yeah,
What's
that was the name of the company. It was Pizza Shuttle.
Oh.
And so they would show up. The pie only cost $5 and the drink, and we'd make the call and then we'd pass out on the steps, right? Because we were hammered. And the guy would wake us up and be like, "Hey guys, and we'd be like, "Oh, here you are. Hey man, thanks." And then we hit him with a whopping $2 tip. $7 or whatever.
Dude, $5 doesn't buy me a Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco Bell anymore.
Oh, you could get a full pie and a drink. And yeah, so yes, we have all those places.
Yeah.
The
Well, that's
donut
it. I
shop.
feel like a lot of people even if they didn't go to college, like they've been through those towns.
Yes.
The bagel shop, the brew co.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then of course the artesian places too that were making their autonomous beverages for you. So, can I just get a coffee? Do you want that with
the baristas are real.
with oak leaf crush? You're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Suck it, give me caffeine.
Yeah.
So where can people watch the podcast, Seth?
It's
listen?
on Comedy Bang Bang World. So it's its own sort of like, they've created almost like their own little Netflix. So there's a bunch of shows on there. Like, I think, I don't know if they still, but Jessica St. Clair and Lennon Parham have a show on there.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love those guys.
There's a bunch of, it's like its own sort of little network. Like,
Okay.
and a lot of those younger people, some of them that play with us in Dinosaur have shows and stuff on there. So it's good. It's behind a paywall, but it's worth it. It's worth the $200.
It's worth the $400 a month.
Well, the people that are on it, I mean, it's comedy gold. So if you are a fan of comedy, which there's no comedy to be found out there except for Naked Gun and Happy Gilmore 2. Thank God.
Dude, I'm dying to see Naked Gun. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my
I want to
gosh.
see it too.
Yeah, you guys, go see it this weekend so we can keep the numbers up so that we can
Yes.
make more comedy.
Make more comedy.
Hollywood's a lemming. They're a lemmings, and if one does well, they'll make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's keep it going.
And then off air at some point, I want to hear some great Metallica stories.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
There's a lot of,
Seth,
yeah.
thank you.
You're awesome, Seth.
Yeah,
Thank
What
you.
a blast. Great to finally meet you, Darren. This was so great. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me,
you
guys.
too, man.
Thanks for taking time out to join us. We appreciate it. You can catch Seth doing a lot of stuff. Come down to see us at Dinosaur. I'll be there as well. It's a great improv show at the Largo. You can look back and see Seth in all kinds of movies. We did the Bobby Duke story together, which is a great little piece.
Can they see him at Seth is Morris on Instagram?
Oh yeah,
You can. Thank you. Yeah.
Seth is Morris. Go to Instagram, check that out. Check out his podcast, College Town.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to
please.
say you can sign up to watch Comedy Bang Bang at cbbworld.com.
Okay.
And then you can watch Seth in his element, just shining and being fucking hilarious.
And bringing it College Town.
Yes.
Dude, thank you, brother.
Pleasure. What an honor. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
Take care, Seth.
See ya. Bye-bye.